you're recording?
I'm recording and you're recording.
I love this affirmation. Like we could switch it to something that's like, I'm at peace, you are at peace. Like something soul feeding, but it's like, I'm recording.
I am in existence and you are in existence.
How are you doing, Marty?
I'm good. Oh yeah, I'm Marty V, and that's Kate Pryor.
And this is Romance Writers Therapy, and you're a listener.
And you're a listener. We will address you from time to time. Be prepared.
Yeah, you will be quizzed.
You will be quizzed. But no, I'm doing really well. I was telling you just now, I'm like sleepy because children and lifing, but everything is good. Oh, I sent Remy and Alicia off to Heather, the editor. And yeah. I realized, because I did a listen through of Word reading the document to me, which is like a very discombobulating way to...
Right, because it doesn't read it in like it reads it in a very basic, you know...
Yeah, but like what it does,
way.
It's not necessarily super robotic. It tries for emotion, but it does not understand the nuance. Yeah, it does. It doesn't understand the nuance of sarcasm. So if you have a character that's like, oh yeah, great. It's like, oh yeah, great, right?
Oh, wow.
So the energy doesn't always convey properly. But like I just needed to like ingest the story fast enough in its entirety to know like if there were story issues or continuity issues that have to be corrected.
Okay, but that's what Heather's looking at, right? Like she does notice those things, even if you're not like doing because she doesn't do a developmental edit, I believe. She
does a manuscript evaluation, I believe.
She does offer those.
Yeah. So what I have her doing right now is a copy edit, right? So punctuation, changing phrasing so it reads nicely. And she has like confirmed some of my questions where I was like, okay, I'm concerned about this character, you know, all that stuff. And she has confirmed my questions for me. But I'm not asking her for like story overarching input. And so I wanted to do that quick read so that I could decide, like, is the pacing right? Are the emotions, like, growing properly? Like, stuff like that. Initially, I was, like, really concerned that I didn't like it, which was, like, not an awesome feeling.
Well, you were also in, like, that headspace. Like, I remember you being like, oh...
Yeah, and, like, that is definitely, like, I was leaving room for, like, my brain might not be capable of, like, being constructive about this. But I realized 2 chapters that I can add that I think would really, like, slow down the pacing enough to, like, move them emotionally from point A to point C while, like, giving B some moments. You know what I mean? Like, I was going from A to C, and I just needed to stop at B first. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, like just touch on it.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be 2,000 to 3,000 words added to it, which is going to be all right. And I think it will definitely hit those tropes better. Because, like, one of my issues with it was, like, we're going from being absolutely, like, flabbergasted and shocked that they are, like, next door neighbors to, like, now he's just being nice to her and she's just like, okay, yeah, that's cool, right? Like, they're never mean to each other, but like they're reconnecting as like perfect strangers with a lot of history. And so I just felt like the transition went too quickly to like, we can be friends, right? Like it just happened too fast. So I think adding that chapter and then another chapter to slow down like his personal realizations, and then also give Brooks some more screen time because
Are you there?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
You cut out for a second, sorry.
Okay, but you can hear me. Okay, cool. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah. Sprinkled throughout so many of our episodes.
Yeah. But yeah, so those 2 chapters will get added. There's some continuity stuff, but nothing earth-shattering. Things are good.
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of like sanding off some rough edges.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, you know, fine-tuning some things. What about you? What's happening?
I'm glad you're over the part of the story that was giving you the most trouble, which was like just getting through the draft.
Yeah.
I know 2 more chapters is like a bunch to add. Kind of similar. You were talking about having Word reread it. I don't normally do that with Word. I usually go through the chapter because I was telling you a little about this, that like I think part of my writing process with like a book is once I get to like 75-80% of the way done, I have to stop and go back to the beginning and start to read it from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I'm doing that, normally because like as I've been working throughout the whole book, I've been adding, you know, like I've been cutting like a paragraph or two here and there, and then I stick it at the beginning of the chapter, and I'm like, with a little note to myself, like, hey, work this in somewhere, add this here. It's like either a plot point or a little more like world building, like something like, and so then I have all these chapters that are like I've marked off as like they're complete, but it's like I need to just a little bit more in there. And so what I'm doing when I'm rereading it from the top is going back and finding like all those little crossroads where I had a moment of like, well, this could be like a thing down the road, or like this is a choice that they could make, or this could be part of the world building. You know, here's a detail that like could flesh this character out. And what I always want to do when I'm like writing it through the first time is tag these things so I can like just find them a lot easier on the way back. But like maybe that might require a little bit of like clairvoyance, and I don't think it's not the end of the world to like just reread the whole thing. And like, and I think rereading it gives you that here from the beginning, like I've forgotten enough about the beginning that I can see it with fresh eyes and be like, oh, well, we didn't get to that by the end of this, so that's gonna go.
Absolutely.
And I feel a lot less precious about cutting things that like I might have liked a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm doing that. I'm going back and kind of adding, like I'm tying up a lot of little loose ends that I kind of left for myself.
So in Scrivener, you can add footnotes, right? And so it just ends up being like a highlighted word, and then on a certain tab, you can open up like the comments section essentially. And that's how I tag things. Like, especially like if we're doing our critique group, and like you'll say like, I would love for it to go in this direction, or I would love to change this, or like, is this the right place for this, or does this have to be said, or has it been said already?
Yeah, like are they repeating this thought too many times kind of stuff? Like I do that too.
And so like it's essentially just a comment, and so like that ends up being where I keep track of those things of like, does this ever come back?
I think that's a good system. Like what it is I just wish I could identify them all at the ahead of time. I like a there's this, I don't know how to describe it, so the web cartoonist Randall Monroe, author of XKCD, he has a couple of like comic strips that they're not really comic strips, they're just kind of like a big diagram he's made. And so like he's got a couple of movie plots on one of them where he just maps out the whole plot of the Lord of the Rings in like character presence, and like so it's all the characters, and it's like how like when they split off from the party and when they show up, and it's like kind of like it shows the chronological like timeline, but it's also like where these characters are in relation to each other, and I fucking love that. I wish I could build that for my story as I'm building the story, but I don't.
It takes time.
It does take time, and it's also kind of useless. I'm like, I don't know that I actually need it, but I'm like, you know what would be cool? If I could see this for myself this way. But like, I think that's also kind of a realization that I'm just kind of getting used to, is that I can't see the whole scope of the story until like the events are actually written out.
Yeah.
Like, duh. You can't see it until it's there. But like I don't know, I spent a lot of time in the beginning of my draft like being like, God, I wish I could see where this was going. I wish I could see the general shape of the story, and you know, all that. And then I think I was saying this to Carlotta Hughes, because like she messaged me, she's like, how you doing? We met up at Monsterotica earlier in the year, and so it's been nice to like get to know her a little.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And so then we were chit-chatting, and I was like, actually, like had this realization of like, you know what, maybe I want to just stop and like slow down and enjoy kind of seeing the general shape of the story.
Oh,
now
that's
that I'm
nice.
75% done, instead of being like, why isn't it done?
Or even like I hate this point in my process. It's this new thing in my process, but like it's actually like you get to retell yourself the story and like spend time with it a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, like, I think I posted it in the chat that I was like, actually, this, like, being able to see, like, a character arc, and I think, like, this is so nice. This, like, just me enjoying how my process works is because I got to see Logan in, like, chapter 2 kind of think to himself, I don't think I have the capacity in me to beg for romantic love.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't say it like that, but, like, he does say, like, I don't have it in me to beg. And then I was like... I just
so
love
obviously,
a reader. He did.
Yeah.
He's gonna beg by the end of this book.
I mean, he put the gun right there.
Lifted it up and put it on the wall. Like, hey guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Here it is.
Here it is. Gonna have to call this back.
That's like my favorite thing in a romance novel is like what that like I'm reading someone else's book and then like you get the hero who's emotionally constipated and he goes, I don't have it in me to love, and then you're like, all right. Let's see you change your tune, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I do love that because like that's such a great little feeling, like, oh, I know what's gonna happen to you.
Well, and like, yes, exactly. Like when a character is like brought to their biggest sacrifice is just that's delicious. That tastes good. Like, so we were going to talk about how like when you find something wrong, you just have to sit with it because eventually the answer just happens.
Literally a handful of days ago, not even an entire week.
No, samesies.
And I want to like
I love how we have the same life experience all the time.
Yes, I'm sure everyone's had this like moment, but like I guess it's being aware that it's passing you by and being like, okay, I need to hold on to this for the next time I feel like this.
Yeah,
like that's its own little lesson that I'm like trying to apply to, you know, anytime I get upset or stressed or anxious. It's like, I've been here before. What do I do? You know, like what's a better way to handle it than I did last time? And like, you know, so that's its own whole you know, by itself. Literally, I was saying, like, I was messaging in our little group chat. I was like, I don't know that I could make a more dramatic event with werewolves and humans and just within the, you know, confines of the story. Like, I could make, like, another... Because, like, I just did a little chase scene, and I was like, do I want to write another chase scene? I don't... Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
They're just going to chase each other again? Like, I felt like I was going to repeat myself. And I was like, well, what if I walk it back and I make that little chase scene bigger and then I make it, like, the big climax of the book, but it feels like it's a little too soon? Am I okay with having a shorter book? And I was like angsting about it in our chat, and then like I'm literally saying, like, I don't think I could come up with something, you know, to top what we just did.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, I was like, actually, I had a thought. It was like, it was so simple. It just popped into my head. I'm actually a little bit mad that it didn't require that much thought. It just kind of required waiting.
Yes. It's so hard to wait sometimes. When I was languishing over my issue, it was like, I'm sitting here like, I don't know how to fix this. Time is running away from me, all this stuff. And then I was like, oh, it's just 2 chapters. Like, it's just sandwiching a couple chapters in. Like, I just need, it feels like we go from point A to point C so quickly. And I'm like, oh, I just have to add a B. Like, chill, girl. Everything's fine. Are there plot points that I would like to strengthen? Okay, great. Throw those things in there too. And like, bada bing, bada boom. Like, there you are. So. Yeah,
it's like one of those things that like, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about when it comes to like writing your story, but being able to like look at your outline or your list of chapters and being like, these are the ones that have like, you could fit more things in between these 2 chapters is very helpful to
be able to see
when if you feel like you need to restructure something, identifying like where like the characters are like like I'll have a block of like 3 to 5 chapters where it's like, this is all one continuous night and we're just going from place to place, you know?
Yes.
And then I'll have like the next 3 chapters are like, these are all isolated events and like that end finitely at the end of the chapter. And I could squeeze things in between, or I could move it to a whole different place in the book. It's not really dependent on other events.
Yeah.
Oh, which does make it the puzzle of story building like very, very scattered.
I know this has been like a consistent part of writing most of my books is like, I remember there were a couple scenes that I added to Accidentally Under Your Tree because I was like, oh, the pacing's wrong. Like, we just need to slow it down a little bit, right? And in adding those chapters, like, I realized, like, oh, and like this character thing could get better, or I could call back to this and strengthen how that ties in at the end. Like, there are, like, even in a draft that I'm like, this is a pretty good draft, there's still something that could get better. Now, gathered, I am an underwriter. I'm not an overwriter.
Yeah.
I'm definitely an underwriter. My drafts always get bigger as I go because I realize, like, I've gone too fast. You feel I'm an overwriter?
I don't feel you're an overwriter. I was kind of like thinking because so in our little writers group, Katarina Giraldo, thank you. Katarina Giraldo, our lovely writer friend, she writes a lot. She's got her baseball series, I think, published out
that she's working on right now. Yeah,
she's working on them. Some of the books are out. They're like polyamorous, queer. They're lovely. They're so much fun.
They are so good.
She has also shared with us stories that are like fantasy worlds, or like some of them are like gothic horror, and like she's got a wide range. And
yes,
she is so insanely prolific. She
oh
is an overwriter.
God. She like, will 100%. Like make me just like sit and be like, am I even doing anything?
Because she'll be like, hey guys, I've got this thing, it's 300,000 words, and we're just like, when did you whip this up? She's like, last night.
Exactly. And then like she'll be like, well, I should have been writing, this and this, but I'm writing this instead because why not? And I'm like, but like, how are you doing it? How are you doing all of it?
Queen of so many simultaneous projects.
Yes.
And overwriting. And when I say overwriting, it's not that I think there's too much, but like she easily hits huge word counts and
insane word counts.
I'm just all yes.
Yeah.
She's really got something there. And that's a gift. And but it does make you look at yourself and go, am I doing this right?
What am I doing? I'm clearly standing still.
Like, no, and like, but that's the thing is like that's really what they mean when they say like comparison is the thief of joy, or whatever. Yeah, and it like you really can't be looking at other people and like measuring yourself against them.
It's hard though.
It is hard, and you gotta really ground down into like looking at yourself not super critically and just kind of like, because like you'll do that thing where you're like, oh, I want to write more, I want to write longer, I want to write more stories, or like something like that. Well, and
I think one of the things that's really challenging is like there will always be more stories I want to write and I will not be able to accomplish all of them. Like, it's just never going to happen. And like that is it's really hard for me to accept that. Like, I have all these ideas in my head and I want to do all these things, and it's just like you're gonna have to pick and choose. You have to prioritize, and I hate that. So I think that's where my big struggle comes in with writing and delegating time.
Yeah. I think I told you, like, I'm working on my little book box, the art boxes thing. I think I've talked a little bit about them. Have I complained to you about my origami paper saga?
No.
It is very short.
Okay.
I'm sorry if this is like a right turn. You were talking about delegating time, and then I immediately went to like, oh, I need to get better at making lists, and this is the thing I need to make the lists for, and then this is what I'm doing that isn't written on the list, and it's taking up a lot of my time.
I mean, but I get that. Yeah, okay, I'm listening.
So when I'm working at the office, because I work both, my weekdays are kind of split between working at the office and working at home. And when I'm working at home, I've got my personal laptop open. I can jot down thoughts whenever I want. I can fire off a couple emails. I can get shit done. And especially if I'm like waiting for someone to get back to me, like there's so many little moments in corporate life where you are just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. Like that is just the nature of the beast. And you're not supposed to acknowledge that.
Nope.
No. Because then they would try to make everything efficient and be like, well, how can we fill your time up? And it's like,
exactly.
Personally, I don't think people are meant to be like 8 hours a day, constant. Like, no.
I'm right there with you. But okay.
Yeah. Unrealistic expectations of our corporate overlords and all that.
Yeah.
But so when I'm in the office, what I do a lot of the time, this to just kind of like keep my hands busy and keep, because like my ADHD thing is that like if I've got something in my hands and I'm doing something kind of motor based, I don't really motor control based. My thoughts are a lot easier or it's just a lot easier to pay attention to whoever's talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
I'm very much the same way.
Buy these packs of origami paper, and they come in like it's a little thing. It's relatively small, but then it'll be like 2,000 strips of paper within this little small thing. I'm always folding kind of under my keyboard these origami stars, and so I have thousands of them now because I'm doing this at work all the time. And so my thought was like, oh, I would love to put some of these in my book boxes. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get a specific color to match, like these colors that are like on the cover. I got this really lovely hot pink, really beautiful against the dark blue, I think. And so I went looking on Etsy for these hot pink origami paper slices because like they have to be the right shape and length. And I bought them. I bought 300 of them. A small order of origami paper, really. But I got it, and the paper is so thick. It's construction grade paper, I think, and like kids making little thing like preschool construction paper. It's so thick. Like you're not folding this shit, really.
That's so funny.
And I hate leaving bad reviews anywhere, but I got really mad about it. And so I was like, I'm leaving a bad review. Like, how dare you give me construction paper for origami?
And also construction paper is so dry. It seems like moving your fingers across it would like really dry your skin out.
I mean, yes, the origami paper is like extremely thin. It's almost like tissue paper.
Yeah.
It's on that level, and it's so easy to work with, and you're not, God, I'm like fucking up my fingertips and my nails trying to pop these stars.
Thinking.
I had to get a pair of pliers out.
Oh my God. So are you still able to do this all sneaky?
Well, I'm doing the pink one, the hot pink ones at home, and I feel like I feel it eating into my work on your cover time and the podcast time, and then my writing the story and sending off administrative emails kind of thing side of things. And I will be so much happier when it's over, but the pliers did make it faster.
Good.
I'm also currently folding the hot pink ones.
Like as we talk?
As we speak, I've made like 20. It takes me less than a minute to make one. Dude, when I say I have thousands, I only started doing this like a month or two ago. That's
so funny. I also need to do things like physically with my hands in order to listen. Or like if I'm listening to an audiobook, I have to be like driving or cleaning, or like something has to be happening, or my brain is just not checked in at all.
Do you think there are people who just sit there and listen?
God, that sounds horrifying. Right? What a psychopath. God, I hope not.
Like, I know we're the neurodivergent or whatever, but like, that's fucked. It's weird.
That's so fucked up.
If you do that,
listener, if that's you, like, I don't think that's right.
Like, I think you need to get that checked.
You're just sitting there staring into space, listening. Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny.
Like, if you're outside vibing in nature, that's one thing. If you're sitting on the couch just staring at the wall, absorbing this audiobook, giving it your full attention.
Well, like, even if you're outside, like, aren't you walking or something? Like, you're doing something, right? You're not just, like you said, sitting on a park bench
everyone's
listening.
Always like, I listen to the audiobook while I do my dishes or whatever. Like, it's a do something else kind of activity.
You gotta. I never realized, like, what I was insinuating when I said that was, like, other people don't. Other people just sit there and stare.
I mean, like, I imagine a lot of people have the experience of, like, you're through the whole, like, American education system, at least, you're sitting there and you're trying to, like, take in the math lesson or whatever, and you start doodling, and you're kind of absorbing what they're saying better, because, like, you can't not hear it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's taken some of the stress off of your brain, especially if you kind of created a repetitive doodle. I don't know,
that's interesting.
It is a thing. I think so much about, like, the whole, like, you're not allowed to multitask anything you do mindset.
I don't know how I would get anything done.
do you have any more writing thoughts? Because I feel like we did cover that one, you just gotta wait thing in like the one bullet point.
Yeah, we got right through that.
Like, I know we said that was going to be the episode, but I actually don't know how to expand on that. Some things don't need to be expanded upon.
Yeah, some things, like, you got it. You got it at the surface. Any more writing thoughts? I don't know. Now I'm just, like, actually doing like, I'm starting to put it out into the world that this book is a thing.
Yeah, I saw you post a little graphic for it, getting people hyped.
Yes, so that people can know it exists. My brain is real tired today, listener. And so I'm just like, I'm not an on the cuff kind of human being right now. Yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to tell people now that I'm in a place where I can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, we can sit down and plan you a whole marketing campaign.
I mean, I'd be so down.
I'm so down for that. I'm working on the cover. And like, I know you sent me some suggestions. I'm hoping that I have time to like get back to them before they disappear into like the ether of our chat.
Yeah. And I mean, I know the things that I was like throwing out at you. So if they disappear,
gave me like a few different thoughts.
Yeah.
And so one of them was change the window, put the bar across the middle. This is so like
This is hyper specific to our...
This is hyper specific. Maybe do we want to like back out of this then?
Yeah, probably should.
Because I don't want to talk about something that listener can't picture.
Or like, by the time this comes out, it's already done. It's not like they get to have an opinion about it.
Also, like what we can do once we get your cover made, I can export the characters by themselves from the cover. Art, and I feel like that is like something that I've mentioned before is really good to have from your cover artist. If you can get like specific like layers exported. I know some artists do charge for like the export part of the process, like the deliverable files. That's bullshit. Like,
yeah,
I know it's people are allowed to charge for their business the way they want to, but I'm also like, I know it's 2 buttons, you know.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's like, it's hard for me to justify it, but if you are a freelancer who can, I would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I would be interested in hearing from a freelancer that, like, this is their bread and butter, and so this is a feature that they, like, charge for. Like, I would be interested in, like, how they do that.
Okay, so that aside, like, I do think, like, when you're starting your marketing or your launch campaign, you do want to have like all your individual assets if you can from the cover. And it's like, you don't need every asset, but like you need the main ones like the title and the characters and like anything else that's like important enough that you might want to like drop it in the background.
Yeah, I agree. I know that has really helped me in marketing in the past. And it was like one of those things where I was putting together that graphic. You just have to search a lot more for
like the characters you're looking for.
Yeah,
like,
or vibes. Yeah, like
that kind of embody them.
Exactly. Like what sort of messaging can I put here that conveys a story in some way, you know?
Yeah. And then you're building it out of all these pre-made assets at that point.
Yes. And like I'm also building it out of pictures, right? Like photos and stuff like that. And it's just like it's time intensive. And then also like, okay, yeah, technically this picture meets my search criteria and possibly could work, but like I don't like the face that guy's making. You know what I mean? Like you start to get like more
specific and critical.
Yeah, and like it's hard to find what you're looking for.
Oh my god, and like 100 more times so when like you're looking for people who aren't represented in.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Represented in, you know, like anyone, like people of color, plus size people, non-binary, trans, like
absolutely.
Once you start like trying to find people who aren't like super represented by like. I keep saying represented. My God.
Yeah, absolutely. No, did you say God? Did you say God as in like oh my gosh, like this is really challenging or like represented by God?
No, I'm looking at myself like why do I talk like this? Like how do I keep throwing these extra syllables in here? I've been like, I'm sorry, listener. I've been very critical of like the way I speak lately, and I just can't stop like looking at it. And, you know, because like the way that we put our words down on the page is so, you know, like that's its own skill, and then speaking is its own skill. And I don't feel like this. I do feel like I've gotten better at speaking because of this podcast, just because like we're always having these conversations and like building your thoughts as kind of you're going. And then like I had a little event at the Rip Bodice I think I told you about, where it was a panel and we were talking, and I was like, oh god, this is a whole different skill set. Like I thought I was gonna be a little bit better at it because of the podcast and how much like we talk and like build our thoughts as we're going. And then I was like, do it while people are looking at you is actually really, really hard.
This is a whole new thing. Yeah, no, it
staring at people
does not
and
sound
I'm like
easy.
second guessing every word that comes out of my mouth.
No, I'm right there with you. Even like listening to the first couple episodes and hearing how much we and say like and stuff like that is like,
we do say quite a bit. There is no cutting out my likes though. The episode that I was just editing, I say it like every other word, and I became so self-conscious of it, but it's like I'm speaking so fast that they're just embedded in. Yeah. Like when we do the ums, they're usually kind of like a beat of space
there's a
between
pause.
them. Yeah. It's like the niche. Yeah. There's like, you know, and then like it's easy to cut around it. There's no in the middle of a sentence usually.
Okay, but what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about how challenging it is to like find the correct person or energy in like stock photos. It's really challenging. And so yeah, just having like the assets would be great, because then like that removes some of that pressure. But I mean, it'll happen when it happens.
Assuming you're working with an illustrator to make these like assets, but you don't need it doesn't need to be illustrated. Any cover design elements, I think, or if you want to go with like a photorealistic style, or because your cover designer has probably already worked on this, you've got a little bit of a color palette also to work with to make that visual identity pretty strong. Yeah, and then it's just like writing the emails out beforehand for like,
which I haven't
schedule them beforehand. And like you can look at your past emails that you've sent out and you know, see what from that, like use that as your template and refresh some of the details, you know, put in the actual summary, like swap out the summaries and stuff.
Which is another thing I have to like finalize is the summary.
But I think you did a really good job with the summary that you wrote the first time. And
it's enough that I'm like using it to like actually have the pre-order live with it. But there's a couple of like edits, suggestions I've received that I'm like, oh, I see how that would like strengthen it. I just need to do it. But like, I do want to finish those chapters, and like, I'm just low energy today. So it's like, I just need to accept it and just close my eyes for a little bit.
You did tell me a whole bunch about like the way that your kids were taking over your bed last night.
Yes,
and couldn't sleep.
They're so stinking cute, but they were in my space. And it's like I went from like, because Andrew wasn't home, and so I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I like let Jude sleep with me, and then she's already laying in her bed, and then she was asking like as I was leaving, like, can I just sleep in your bed? And I'm like, yep. So I went from like I might be just like sleeping in my bed alone to like having both kids this morning. So I'm just tired.
No, that's so fair. That's how it goes. Some days you have more energy, some days you don't.
It's true.
You gotta hurdle at your own pace.
I'm excited though. I'm excited how everything is coming together, and like it's gonna be good.
All right. I'm gonna say let's wrap up. Do we have any writing advice for listener?
Piece of writing advice. Do you have a piece of writing advice? Can I riff off yours?
Yeah, we might be able to. I think I said it earlier in the episode. Sometimes you do have to go in and like read it from the beginning. Like, I know it's so time intensive, and especially when you've read your story like already a dozen times and you've read each chapter 2 or 3 times on its own, but reading it all together and getting that big picture view. I used to have so much more angst in my process because I would worry about these things ahead of time. And it was definitely one of those things. I just had to wait until I could see the whole picture to be able to solve these kinds of problems. And it's that fork in the road, maybe this will come in later kind of problem usually. Or maybe this is where we'll get to.
When I think that part of that just comes with, like, the trust that, like, I have done this before, so I just need to move past, right? And so,
yes.
like, I know I've given the advice to writers in the past of, like, just put a pin in it and come back to it. Like, you don't have an answer for this right now because you haven't given yourself enough context to understand what needs to happen, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, exactly.
Yeah, and so it's like you can't fix this thing because you haven't built enough world around it to know if it's necessary or what exactly it has to do. And you just got to trust that you're going to keep on moving past it and that something will get figured out. But it's not something that, like, is an easy, it doesn't feel good, I think, is the best way to put it.
It does
like,
not. It feels icky and
it does.
Uncertain and uncomfortable, but you really do have to, like, remind yourself, hey, I've been here before. It's okay to put a pin in this, and I'm going to keep moving forward until, like, I get to a point where I need to have an answer for this.
A lot of times at that point, it's not even like you're moving forward until you need to have an answer. You're moving forward, and the answer's just there now. Like, there's no more languishing.
Yeah, like, sometimes the answer just reveals itself, and
absolutely,
that's always wild to get to experience.
Dude, isn't that so fun? That's, like, one of my favorite things. Or, like, when
I'm mad about it. I'm like,
See, I love it because especially, like, when it's something that you have been, like, you have essentially, like, two problems, and then all of a sudden there's a solution to both of them. I love that.
Two birds with one stone.
Yes. And, like, or, like, you didn't even realize that, like, this was a problem, and then you found this answer, and then you realize, like, oh, that fixes the other thing, too. Like, it's really great. Yeah. It's, like, my favorite.
Marty, where can they find you? And where can they find your stuff?
I am MartyVeeAuthor on Instagram and the TikTok. And you can email me at MartyV.com. Nope, that's my website. You can email me at MartyVeeAuthor@gmail.com. And Entirely Yours is a super fun, free thing you get for signing up for my newsletter.
Oh, and then God. Also, you're making it.
Stay with me, listeners. Stay with me. I'm not losing you now.
We're getting out of this alive. I promise.
I promise. The other thing is,
it's like Saving Private Ryan right now.
Yes.
You're gonna go. You're gonna make it alive.
Remy Alicia Can't Fall Again is coming out soon.
So soon.
December 5th. And you should read it.
It may be out by the time this episode's out.
I mean, at some point, both these things will happen. You know, the book will be out and this episode will be out at some point. Yeah, they're both evergreen material, you know?
Yeah. They don't go bad.
What about you, Kate? Where can listener find you?
You can find me at kate-pryor.com. All my books, my blog, my events, my Etsy, and my socials are linked there, and you can pre-order Be My Bad Guy. It's a full-length novel about a superhero's ex-girlfriend and the supervillain's henchman who has to keep kidnapping her for work, and then her and him fall in love. And then they realize they can't keep meeting like this, but they do. And go see how that turns out, because that's going to be out soon.
I cannot suggest it enough. It is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah. No, it's delightful. I love
Truly a delight, yes. You will not regret it, listener.
Right.
Okay. Kate.
Bye, listener. Bye.
Bye, listener. Bye.
Sorry, I have, like...
Are you doing your thing? Are you being weird?